Hello, welcome to KiwaniTalk. My name is Gary Gardner. I'm your host for this show, brought to you by the people from the Dearborn Kiwanis Club, and finally back on our main studio at Dearborn High School, my alma mater from, I won't say how long ago it was, but I was here when the Earth's crust just finished cooling. We're glad to be back into normalcy, although we have expanded. We've got some equipment from the Cable Commission. We're doing some remote location things, but we're happy to be back in the regular studio. And today I'm very happy to have as our guest Steve Worden, a Battalion Chief from the Dearborn Firefighters. And we're going to talk about the very exciting and important fundraising activities of the Dearborn Fire Department and in particular the burn drive coming up. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, we were talking before the show, and you've been a firefighter, I guess, since Moby Dick was a minnow.
Yeah, 25 years.
What was it that brought you into the career of firefighting?
Well, my dad was a firefighter, and my mom also works for the city as a police and fire dispatcher. And they got me interested, and I just grew up watching them do it and serve the city, and the city treated my family great, and I wanted the same life.
And so the over 25 years, the training's changed a little bit, the equipment's changed a little bit. Dearborn has an extraordinarily high standard for all the firefighters, the EMT status. Talk about that a little bit, because this is a thing that for the 42 cities that watch our show, we've got to be jealous of Dearborn because our city has a great job. Talk about that. Yeah,
well, we have, I think it's 144 or 145 firefighters, and we're all paramedics, and we have 5 stations. We also cover Melvindale, and we do the best we can. We bring the emergency room right to you. We have the state-of-the-art equipment for heart attacks, strokes, any type of medical emergency, which is most of our work. And we have all the best fire trucks, ladder trucks, and state-of-the-art fire equipment. And our chief always keeps on top of it, and we always get the best stuff.
And again, I guess that idea of having all of your firefighters trained as paramedics, what kind of level is that above, like your standard sort of firefighting department? It's got to be up there a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's well above what's actually required. When we go to a scene, even when I show up on a scene or car accident, if these guys all have their hands full and someone else needs to be treated, I can also treat. And so every rank in our department is paramedic trained, and you get the best care ever here. And these guys on the department save lives every single day.
You talk about the equipment on your trucks, and talk about some of the emergency medical equipment on all your rigs.
Oh, we've got everything: heart monitors. We start IVs. That's even on all the ladder trucks and all the fire trucks. You see a fire truck going down the road, it's not just hose and axes and stuff like that, tools. It's almost everything you get in an emergency room. And our guys are highly trained, and they get right off the truck, and they can treat any type of medical emergency. And like I said, on a daily basis, it's not in the news, but on the daily basis, these guys save lives every single day.
And I got to imagine that we're just now filming this in February of 2022, coming out of the COVID times, hopefully returning to more normalcy. What kind of extra layer of complexity did the COVID things add to the way that your people responded and how they had to cope with it?
Yeah, it was tough. At first, all the guys that were going on the runs had to wear. They put on these jumpsuits, and they had the face shields and the masks and the goggles. And that's loosened up a little bit. And each time they came back from one of those type runs, they had to decontaminate all that stuff, decontaminate the truck. It's loosened up a little bit, but we've taken thousands and thousands of people to the hospital, COVID related. And our guys are just, handling it like no problem. And a lot of our guys have gotten COVID, but nobody's seriously sick from it.
That's a good thing. That's a blessing because of that.
Yeah, so we take all the precautions, and they're doing a great job, and the city's taking care of us, and things are a lot better.
So we're going to focus on the burn drive coming up a little bit, but there's all this medical technology that we have today. That's an advance in technology that has happened over time. the technology or the medical treatment of burns. Talk about that, because I don't think it was all that long ago that if someone had a serious burn, what was their chances of surviving or at all?
Yeah, well, when I was growing up, I got to see it with my dad being a firefighter, and he worked with the burn drive. And that's right, if a little kid or an adult got burned, that was almost a death sentence. And there was some treatments, but it just really has advanced throughout the years, and I've got to see it. And I think we've played a big part in that with the money we've donated, and to help with research. We've donated over, between $1 and $2 million from the Dearborn Firefighters Burn Drive to help, with research and equipment and everything to help burn survivors and burn victims. And I mean, if you get burned nowadays, it's still not good, but you got a great chance of having a normal life.
Yeah, and so, well, getting into all the gruesome stuff, but a severe burn, not all that hard to come by. Not just fire, but water and other substances.
Right, it happens more than you think, and it's very easy to for a kid to get at a pot on a stove, or have a pet knock a pot over and get the hot water on a child, or hot bath water, or a bonfire in the backyard. There's so many ways to get burned. And
putting the grease fire out on the stove with a bucket of water.
Right. Adding water to the grease fire, yeah, not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many ways to get burned, and these burn centers are just packed with people, which is sad. But we try to raise money to help, and hopefully we're doing our part.
So, is there one particular research facility that you focus on, or talk about that, where your money actually goes?
Well, over the years we've donated several different ones, but over the years mainly it's been Detroit Receiving Burn Center and U of M Trauma Burn Center, and that's the two closest ones to us. And we actually take patients to those facilities, and so that's where we've given most of our money. And we've got endowment funds at both those facilities. So if we didn't give them another dime, our endowment funds fund projects at those facilities, forever.
Okay, so let me just back up track a little bit on it from the patient side of it. A person, again, it's more common than you would hope to believe. What happens to a person when they get a burn? They go into shock, or and when they wake up, what happens?
Well, a lot of it is just shock, and the deep tissue burns and stuff, and a lot of it is respiratory. Most people from fires that die from fires aren't from the burns. They're from the breathing the hot air and smoke, and you get internal burns. So that's the main thing. And but yeah, it's infection and stuff like that. But mainly it's what you breathe in is the big problem.
So if you can educate me a little bit, if there is an internal burn inside your lungs, is that at all treatable, or what can they possibly do for that?
Yeah, it is. What they do is as soon as they can, they get a breathing tube in you, and because the swelling starts right away, and so they get the breathing tube in you and keep you alive until hopefully that they can get that swelling to go down and get everything to calm down. But
my understanding from the lung, it's just a huge amount of landscape in there, because the blood cells come in, they have to exchange between the real thin alveoli sacs inside the lungs, and they transfer carbon dioxide into the lung and oxygen back into the blood cells.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really fine tissue inside of that.
Right. So that hot air, that's why we wear our breathing apparatuses when we go into fires, and 1 or 2 breaths of the hot air is it'll kill you. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a person that the funds that they go to the hospital, they're being treated, and does much of the funds that you raise go to treatment, or is it more for the research part of it?
Well, both. We designate some funds for both, and even we've got some funds designated at U of M for a program called Straight Talk, which is burn survivors counseling. So it goes for all types of different things.
How long has the burn drive been going on?
The burn drive started, it's been going on for probably 60 years, the actual, since the early 70s. And we started this car raffle and the main fundraising like in the early 90s. But they used to do bake sales and they used to do all kinds of little tin cans at stores to raise money. But the fundraising's been going on for many years. And in the 70s and 80s and 90s, it got really ramped up and really took off. And we just kept it going. In the 2000s, when we had some guys retire, I stepped up and kept it going, and some other guys, and it's just going great.
So we were talking about that's like if whoever the person who succeeds you, because you're going to be retiring, you said this year. How long have you been the chair of the burn drive committee?
Well, I've been the chairman since 2006, I think.
So is this like a permanent job that you get, or you just can't get rid of it? I don't understand.
Well, I think it'd be hard to get rid of. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of my off time, and that's why I'm excited. Part of my retirement, not just retiring from the fire department, but I'm retiring from this kind of too. Right. It's 2 full-time jobs, but I'm proud of it, and I'm glad that I did it, and I think we're leaving a good legacy, and these guys will keep it going. They're interested. So
you talked about the old fundraiser, and for a long time, and even pre-COVID, there was a big deal down at the Dearborn Homecoming. Talk about what that event was and what kind of money you would raise from that event.
Yeah, that was our corn booth, which we did since, I think it was 79 when the homecoming first started, 1979. And we did the corn booth ever since then. And we would do, I think a couple of years ago when the homecoming was still going on, I think we did 15,000 ears of corn over the 3 days. And we wouldn't raise a ton of money because we didn't charge for the corn. We just accepted donations. But we would raise, $8,000 to $10,000 each year, and that was good.
And hopefully, with all that hot water and everything going on, you guys were very conscious of the potential for burns.
Yeah, I don't think any of us got burned, but we probably weren't the safest throwing the corn. It just.
Plus, you're close to the beer tent there too, right?
Yeah. We didn't drink much.
That's a good thing. So, recently, how long have you been doing the fundraiser now through the car raffle?
Well, the car raffle, I think the first one was in the early 90s, and we've been doing it every year since then, and we sell 1,500 tickets, and it's always sold out, and that's our biggest fundraiser of the year.
And it's an amazing sort of a fundraising event. You get a lot of co-op. We're going to start plugging main people who do it, and who provides the vehicle, and who gets the top billing as sponsor.
Well, I would say Les Stanford. They don't actually give us a vehicle, but they put vehicles out for us to advertise with, and they help us print the tickets, and they're just a big help using their name. A great business that's been in town for 80 years, and just great people over there helping us all the time. And we've got Park Place Catering. They always do the food.
Always do a great job.
Yeah, they're great. They always do the food for us. And the city of Dearborn and the mayor, they give us the Lincoln Ballroom there to hold the event.
And that's over at the Ford Community Performing Arts Center.
Yep, and I'm hoping we can do it. It's the past 2 years we have had to do it online,
right,
remote.
But not the same feel.
No, we have a great party, and for the $50 ticket, gets you admission to the party.
Right. So we're going to talk about the party, more of the details coming up with Steve Worden, Battalion Chief, Dearborn Fire Department, long time, forever chair of the Dearborn Firefighters Burn Drive Fund. But don't go away. We'll be back after a minute or so. We'll get some words from Kiwanis. I'm Gary Gardner. Don't go away. We'll get to the good part now, where the exciting stuff happens.
I am Kiwanis. I believe in people. I care about service. I seek out connection. I matter to my community because my community matters to me. I reach out to others. I reach inside myself. because I am Kiwanis. I know a good cause when I see one. I know a kindred spirit when I meet one. I know the impact we make together when our need to help meets our willingness to act. I am Kiwanis. I take notice. I take pride. I take action. I take the opportunity to make a real difference in the life of a child, in the life of my town, in the part of myself that grows stronger by working and serving with others. I'm here. I'm inspired. I am Kiwanis.
Welcome back to KiwaniTalk. I'm your host, Gary Gardner, for this show put together by people from the Dearborn Kiwanis Club. This is actually the longest running cable access show anywhere in the entire planet. I'm glad to be here. We've been doing this for almost 30 years now, and we're glad to be, again, as I said at the beginning of the show, to be back in our main studio at WDHS, Dearborn High. Today we're talking with Battalion Chief Steve Worden, Dearborn Fire Department, also I'll call him the chief of the burn drive. How's that? I'll give you promotion to chief of the burn drive.
The guys are gonna love that.
There you go. You don't let them. Anyway, don't let them know. Anyway, so this year the burn drive fundraiser event, the main one, is going to be what day?
It's going to be May 4th.
Okay, and that is going to be located at
The Ford Performing Arts in the Lincoln Ballroom there.
Some people will think of it as the old youth center.
Yeah, the Civic Center.
Civic Center.
That's what we called it.
Yeah, well, it was a youth center when I was a kid. And that's at the corner of Michigan and Greenfield over in East Dearborn, right, kind of right across from the Dearborn Court and Police Station.
Mm-hmm.
And so talk about the setup. How many, you said you sell 1,500 tickets?
Yeah, we sell 1,500 tickets, and each ticket is available for your admission to the party. But, we don't get that big of a crowd. We usually get a crowd of about 400. And each ticket gets you into the party, and it includes open bar, food, entertainment, and some door prizes.
Okay, so starting with the lower stuff, and we'll get up to the big one towards the end. Yeah, what kind of door prizes do you have?
Well, actually, I'll talk about the prizes that come with your ticket. We've got 25 big prizes. We have stuff like barbecue grills, kayak, Tigers tickets, U of M football tickets, big gift baskets, stuff like that. And then you get our three main prizes. Third prize is $1,000 cash. Second prize is the Vegas trip. And then the first prize is the car, or your choice of $40,000. You get your choice.
Car or $40,000. And this year it is a 2022 Chevy Camaro SS.
Right. For many years we did a Corvette, but this new Camaro came out, and then we started doing that in 2010. So we've been doing that one for 11 years already, the Camaro.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a Corvette.
It was until 2010.
Well,
yeah, we switched it up.
Time flies when you're having fun,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
So we show, if you wanted, and how many tickets are sold in total?
1,500.
There's a limit on the tickets, so
Yeah.
your actually odds are not too bad.
Odds are pretty good, and it's a great prize, and for $50 to get into the party with open bar and food and entertainment, that's worth it on itself.
And what kind of entertainment do you have?
Well, we've got DJ Kenny Ken.
Okay.
Actually, I think he was a wrestling coach here, Ken Lucas, at one point, but him and I are both graduates at Edsel Ford.
Okay.
But I think he was a wrestling coach here at one point, but he's the DJ.
Okay.
And he's been doing that for as long as I can remember for us.
Okay, and so you have some and the food, again, Park Place, Gary Coleman does a great job with catering. They bring the food over from, and what kind of food?
Well, we get pizzas from Capri Bakery too.
Okay.
But then Gary comes and they serve the food, and they do the meat and cheese trays and fruit trays, and Gary takes care of the bar there, and but mainly pizzas and fruit and meat trays, and it's just a great time.
And there's probably sort of a who's who of whoever is who in the city.
Oh yeah, judges, council people. The mayor would always stop by. all the big shots.
And so you've been doing this for so long. What is it? What do you get out of it besides, tell me why you keep on doing it? What makes you do it?
Well, mainly it's probably at Christmas time when we take all the toys around and visit the kids in the hospital. That's a big one. We take a big bus with a group of firefighters, and we take around toys and medical equipment to area burn centers and hospitals. And we get to see the kids, put a smile on their face in the hospital at Christmas time. That's the main thing. And but we help people throughout the whole year. I get calls every single day of family needing help, food, they need clothes. This family doesn't have a bed. The kids are sleeping on the floor. We take them mattresses, beds. We help people like that every single day.
And when you go that out, it's different from the Goodfellows drive that does so much for our city and the surrounding areas. It's got to be fun to get out and do that and see that.
Yeah, it's great. And we actually work with the Goodfellows. I'm on the board of the Goodfellows, and I'm a member of also the Dearborn Exchange Club. We work with all service clubs and helping the city and the residents.
When you started out as a firefighter a long time ago, did you ever think you'd be doing this kind of stuff as a part of your job? And
well, I think
the privilege it is to be able to do that.
Well, kind of, because I saw my dad doing it and my mom and some of the other older firemen I looked up to. I wanted to be like them, and I saw them doing it, and I was hoping I could do it, and I've just really liked doing it. Met a lot of people, shook the hands of a president, shook the hand of, hung around with congressmen, TV personalities, congresswomen, just played golf with a lot of important people, judges, and just had a good time doing it.
Well, judges are very important in my life, but they're not that important.
Yeah.
So we talked about the big prize, the Chevy Camaro, 2022 Chevy Camaro, door prizes, and so how is it set up? There's big tables, or?
Yeah, we display all the prizes. We even have a car. We pull a car there right in the big room, and it's really exciting. We do some side raffles, like some liquor wagons of liquor and different things. And it's just a great time, and the anticipation builds up to 9 o'clock when we start drawing the tickets, and it's just a really fun party, and a lot of music and a lot of people. It's just real anticipation toward the big drawing, and we draw it out a little bit, but we draw the ticket about 9 o'clock.
And I've been drawing out this part here. Where do you get these tickets? These magic tickets? How can somebody get one of these 1,500 tickets? What do they cost, and where can people get them?
Right. The main couple places you can get them are at Fire Station 2 on Outer Drive or Fire Station 1 on Greenfield.
Okay, so for people not familiar, on Outer Drive, north of Michigan Avenue,
Yep.
south of Cherry Hill.
Right, across from Dearborn High School. And then on Greenfield, it's going to be just south of Michigan Avenue, next to the big main post office.
The main post office down there. So you just walk in, or
I've
always been intimidated walking in the fire department.
Yeah, no, you just walk in the front door, and we sell hundreds of walk-in tickets. You just walk in, and the guys know how to sell the tickets. And just walk in and get a ticket. And actually, several of the car winners, I think the last 2 or 3 have walked into the Outer Drive station and got the winner.
There you go. So that's, if you're going to buy one, buy it from the Outer Drive station.
Yeah. Those guys working there are going to love that.
Give you a little bit of a boost up for that. So this is an important part of the Dearborn Burn Drive. What other fundraisers does the fire department have over the course of the year?
Okay, we do all kinds of stuff. We have a golf outing in the fall. We do a chicken dinner.
Let's talk about the golf outing. Where is that?
It changes every year, but I think it's going to be again this year at Fox Hills.
Okay.
And on our Burn Drive Facebook page, you can get all the information and details for all these events. But
so funny you said the Burn Drive Facebook page, because through the miracle of technology, can you see right there? It's the address for the Dearborn. What is it though? People who can't see.
Oh geez, I don't know. Is it on there? I'm not too sure. I'm not a Facebook guy, but
Well, okay, well
if
then,
you just punch in Dearborn Firefighters Burn Drive on Facebook, it pops right up.
it'll prop right up. Okay,
Pops
so
right up.
that's in the fall, and that's on a Saturday or a weekday?
That's on a Saturday.
Okay.
And then in the homecoming weekend, since there hasn't been a homecoming the last couple of years, we've teamed with some other organizations, and we do this drive-through chicken dinner at the old Kroger there on Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
And those dinners are $15, and you drive in and you get a chicken dinner, chicken, potatoes, a roll, and that's a great event. We raised a lot of money there. I think we did 900 dinners last year.
There's a lot of them. That's. I saw one. I forget when it was. I was driving on Outer Drive. I see this fire, all this smoke coming from someplace. I said, Kroger's burning down, but it was you
we
guys.
were cooking the chickens. Yeah, cooking the chickens. And then in October we do our big pumpkin sale right on Outer Drive. We sell thousands of pumpkins. Peggy with the Key Club, her and her kids come over and help us. They face paint. We have face painting and food, donuts, coffee and donuts. And we sell thousands of pumpkins.
Okay. We're down to our last 2 minutes here. So you want to get a ticket for the big 2022 Dearborn Firefighters Burn Drive car raffle, $50.
$50 each, and it gets you into the party. It's a great event, and every single dime we raise goes to help burned and sick kids and families in need. So not only do you have a good time for $50, every dime goes to help a child or a family in need, sick kid, and all our prizes are donated, and so all your money is going to a great cause.
And there's a phone number here for you.
You can give that out.
Okay, so
I get hundreds of calls a day.
Okay, so Steve Worden, chief of the Burn Drive, 313-478-6761.
That's right.
And once again, that's going to be right there, right on the screen for nice big letters. So Ken, you'll put that up for us.
That's fine. They can call me. I get a lot of calls. It's no problem.
Well, I think it's been I'm one of the people that buys tickets, doesn't show up, but I might just induce myself to show up this year.
Oh, yeah, you got to come. It's a great time, and I'd love to see you there.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for all years of service to Dearborn, and like I said, you're pulling the plug this year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to miss you, and son, whoever is going to be, you're going to get a young guy to take it over for the next 15, 20 years?
I don't know. These young guys are a different breed. I don't know if they're
capable of it?
They might do it, but they'll probably have a different version of it, I'm sure. But I'm sure it'll be great. Everybody on the job loves to help people, so I'm sure it'll go on.
Well, I want to thank you very much. Steve Worden, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for your service to our city.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you for tuning in to KiwaniTalk. I'm Gary Gardner. See you next time, but maybe even back here again. Who knows? Bye-bye.